Guys, so today we are going to be going through your muscle notes. You'll want to make sure you've downloaded the muscle student notes from Schoology. You can either split screen them with this video on your iPad, or if you have access to a laptop or computer as well, you can put one up on the computer for as we go. So once you are ready, I will go ahead and start. We are talking about the muscular system today. And there are two main functions of our muscular system. One is to allow movement at your joints, helps to move your bones. And number two, it helps to push substances through your body. So this is mostly going to be blood and food. When we're talking about muscle, just to give you a formal definition here, we're talking about an organ in your body, and it's going to be able to contract or get shorter. So it's pulling itself, shortening itself. And that is going to allow for movement. Two types of muscles, or two main categories of muscles: voluntary muscles and involuntary muscles. A voluntary muscle is one that you choose to move. If you're volunteering for something, you're choosing to do it. So a voluntary muscle, you're choosing to move. For example, if I am reaching out to grab something, I am purposely doing that. I'm using voluntary muscles to do so. An involuntary muscle is one that you don't choose to move, it just does it. So these are usually things that help keep you alive. For example, pumping your heart or moving your blood, right? You're not sitting there thinking about, oh, I need to pump my heart. Okay. No, it just does it for you. So that is involuntary. Three main types of muscle cells, okay? A muscle fiber is what we usually talk about when we have lots of the same kind of muscle cells together. So these are cells that are going to contract when your nervous system tells them to, okay? The three types of muscles that we're going to be looking at are cardiac, skeletal, and smooth. And you can kind of see what these look like based on these pictures along the side here. To start, skeletal muscles, these are going to be voluntary muscles. Their job is to help you move your bones, okay? So when I am reaching out to do something or I'm walking, I am using skeletal muscles to do so. They work in pairs. So a good example of this is in your upper arm. You have a bicep on the top side and a tricep on the bottom side. When you bend your arm, your bicep is contracting, it's pulling together, which is pulling your arm towards you, and your tricep lengthens. But when you straighten your arm, your tricep pulls together and your bicep lengthens. The cells in these muscles tend to actually have many nucleuses, which is weird. You guys are used to seeing only one nucleus in a cell. And they line up in stripes. So you can look at this picture at the top here. This is what it's going to look like. We see nice big stripes happening here. Okay? Skeletal muscles are connected by tendons to your bones. We talked about this a couple days ago. So when looking at these, your tendons are extremely important because if your muscle wasn't connected to your bones, none of that movement would actually be happening. An example of this, the Achilles tendon. This is one you guys have probably all heard of the story behind, okay, of Mr. Achilles. And when he was shot in the ankle or the heel, this snapped his Achilles tendon and he was no longer able to walk. Okay, that Achilles tendon helps connect your muscles in your calves to your foot to help you move your foot. So you can't move very easily when this happens. Smooth muscles. These are going to be involuntary. They move without you thinking about it. Okay? Their job is to move things through the body. So they move blood through your body. So this includes your arteries and any sort of blood vessels you have. And they also move things through your digestive tract when you eat. So your stomach is one of these. Your esophagus is a smooth muscle. Your intestines are all smooth muscles. Okay? And you can look at the picture in the top right to see what these look like. They look a little smoother. Okay? These guys are only going to have one nucleus per cell, and they're more elongated and kind of spindle shaped. They fit together really nicely. Last one is your cardiac muscle. This is also involuntary. This one's job is to move blood through your heart. So when we talk about things that are cardiac refers to your heart. If you're doing cardio exercise, you're getting your heart pumping. Okay? So cardiac means heart. These cells can have many nuclei, and they're also striated, but they're going to be a lot closer together than some of your other ones. Okay? Here's what they're looking like. I don't want you to get this confused with your smooth muscles, because you have blood pumping through some of those smooth muscles. Any sort of veins are considered part of that system. Okay? Cardiac refers to only your heart. It doesn't refer to those other parts. Last little bit I wanted to throw in there for you guys was some muscle injuries and disorders. So many of you have strained a muscle before. This is when you overstretch it, or you might tear a little bit of the muscle. This is going to cause you to have very sore muscles. A disease called muscular dystrophy is a common hereditary disease in terms of muscles. And what it does is it causes your muscles to become weaker over time. Then last one is tendinitis. This is a disease in which you have swelling of the tissue around the tendon. This is one I actually have in my knee. It'll swell up every once in a while. It's fun. All right. Learning check for you guys. Read through these 5 questions. Use the word bank below to help you out. And when you're ready, I will go through the answers with you guys. So you just pause it until you feel ready to go. Number 1, a muscle I can control is a voluntary muscle. You're volunteering to move it or voluntarily moving it. A joint that moves side to side, such as your neck. Your neck is actually a pivot joint that's going to move side to side. Your forearm was also one of those. A joint that moves in one direction like a door, for example, your knee, that is a hinge joint. For number 4, you're looking at organization of the human body. Okay? The smallest part is a cell. When you have multiple cells, you make a tissue. Multiple tissues make an organ. Multiple organs make an organ system. And multiple organ systems make an organism. And then number 5, the muscle found in your digestive system. That is smooth muscles. All right. Make sure you take the quiz today. Let me know what questions you guys have. Otherwise, have a fantastic day.